Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. There are 7 pillars of wellness. They are emotional, environmental, financial, intellectual, physical, social, and spiritual. Today we're going to talk about physical and emotional as it connects with your yoga practice. There is not a class that goes by that I don't encourage my students to check in with their physical and emotional well-being in that moment, because I know for facts that those two things play a big part in your practice. When we come to our mat, the idea is to connect the mind and the body. If you come into this space and onto your mat and prepare for a practice, whether it's a moving practice or a practice of stillness and meditation, what's going on in your head plays a huge part in your practice. And this might show up in different ways. For instance, if I say right and a student goes left, if I say front and a student goes back, that means their mind is elsewhere. The idea is to calm the mind so that we can then be fully present in our physical practice, whatever that looks like. Emotionally, if you come into this space with the weight of the world on you, whether you are feeling an immense amount of joy and happiness, whether you're feeling an immense amount of sadness and depression, whatever the emotion is, it lands in the body. Every thought that you have in your head, a cell in your body reacts to. So you have to think about what where your mind is before you begin any type of practice. So when you come into this space, if you're feeling a certain kind of way, and you know it's not just a physical piece, but it might show up physically in the body. We know, science has proven that we carry a lot of our emotion in our hips and our side body. So if you find yourself feeling a little off emotionally, maybe find yourself seated like this, where you get a little bit of a hip opener. Maybe you stand up, take the legs out wide and do a wide leg forward fold. Maybe you simply open the legs just to get into your hips, whatever it looks like. So when you're feeling out of balance emotionally, think hips. That plays a part in your practice. Shows up in your body in a physical manner, but also kind of clogs up your thoughts, so where you can't really think and be present in your practice. The physical part of your practice and your wellness. We know that the body starts to carry aches and pains with age, and that could simply come from just wear and tear on the body, just a natural reaction that the body has over years of you just moving. Physical limitations that you might find on your practice might be that you've had a recent surgery or a recent injury, and those are the areas that you really have to take care of. Doesn't mean you have to push through a period of pain on your practice to say, no, I'm going to get to this pose no matter the cost in my body. You have to listen to your body always. So unless it's an injury or something that has recently happened in your body that keeps you from practicing safely, we can move through the aches and the pains that we feel in our body. And maybe it's in the muscles, maybe it's in tendons or ligaments, or maybe it's in your joints. But we can work through those things. Keeping yourself well in these areas is just noticing them, being aware. So that anytime, again, I'm going to reiterate what I said at the beginning, every time a student comes into this space and lands on their mat, I encourage them to check in with their physical and their emotional well-being, because I know it plays a part in their practice. Now we're going to go a step further than that. Not only is it taking part in their practice, you might feel these things off of your mat. You might feel them when you interact with somebody. You might feel them driving down the road in your car. You might feel them standing in the grocery line, where you feel these things happen in your body. If you feel them and you recognize them, you're on your way to wellness, because you're acknowledging how you feel. Instead of just bypassing these thoughts and bypassing the feelings that you have in your body, you're acknowledging them. That's what the practice of yoga teaches us, to find that mind-body connection where we listen to what's happening within our own body. That helps us be well. So the next time you find yourself in a situation you feel a little unbalanced or a little off or a little angry or a little extra happy, just check in with yourself. Just check in and know you're doing what's going to help you live a long and healthy life. Thank you for being here for this Wellness Wednesday today. I'm so happy that you joined me. Namaste.